Hi, I'm Kimberly Washburn, Curator of Education at the Florence County Museum. Welcome to August's Family Day at Home. This month, we're celebrating back to school by making unique handmade school supplies. And in this activity, we're going to be making a pencil pouch that you print with your own designs. So let's get started. You're going to need to gather a few things from your Family Day at Home kit. You're going to need your canvas pencil pouch with the zipper. You're going to need your craft stick, your small cup of black fabric paint, your paper plate, your round compressed sponge, and you're also going to need to gather a few things from around your home. You're going to need a pair of scissors. You're going to need access to water. A little cup of water would work fine, or you could just walk over to your sink. You just need to be able to wet your compressed sponges. Might be helpful to have a few paper towels nearby, and you may want to have a pencil to draw out the designs that you're going to cut out. So let's get started. The first step is going to be to create the stamps that we're going to be using, or the printing blocks that we're going to be using to print on our pencil pouch. So to begin, you're going to take your compressed sponges. I've just got two little scraps here, but you'll have one round compressed sponge. And you are going to cut out a pattern or design from this. Now this could be just a shape. It could be a couple of shapes if you want to fit several different shapes on your sponge. You could also draw them out with a pencil on your sponge before you do any cutting. Whatever you would like to do just to make sure that before you cut, you know exactly what you're going to make. I already have a few that I've cut out. These are just some little shapes. So I have a rectangle and a little squiggly and a crescent moon. So I've got these three shapes that I've cut out of my compressed sponge. Yours could be one big shape, or you can cut several smaller ones. Your compressed sponge is a circle, so you could even just leave it as a circle if you wanted to keep that nice big circle shape. Okay, the next step is going to be to wet your compressed sponges. These sponges are really easy to cut when they're compressed, but they're not very good printmaking tools or printing blocks when they're compressed. So I'm just going to drop these into this little cup of water and let them expand. They'll look a little bit more like a sponge when they come out. You can see now they're not flat anymore. Now they are just little sponges. And if you've made a little bit of mess with your water, you can always wipe that up with your paper towel. And now we are about ready to print. Now what we're going to be doing is putting fabric paint on one side of our sponge, and then we're going to just be stamping these onto our fabric wherever we want the shapes that we have cut out. So I'm going to take my craft stick and some of my fabric paint. I'm just going to kind of put that, spread it out kind of nice and flat on my paper plate. I don't need to take all the fabric paint from my cup at this moment. I can always add more if I need it, but too much really will make your prints kind of not very sharp around the edges, so you don't want too much. So I'm going to go ahead and start sort of dabbing my sponge into the fabric paint. Now I want it to be nice and saturated, but I don't want it to be gloopy or globby. So I've got some nice paint on it. I'm just going to decide where I want this squiggly to go, and then I'm going to give it a nice press and lift up. And that's how you do it. It's very, very simple. If you need a little bit more paint, you can just add it in. You want to try to keep your hands out of the paint, and you also want to try to keep your fingers, if they do get dirty, off the surface of your pencil pouch, so you're not getting any paint anywhere you don't want it. So I'm just going to kind of randomly stamp my design onto my pencil pouch. Now, your pencil pouch has a front and back. You may want to add your pattern onto the front of your pencil pouch. And then, once the front is dry, flip it over to the back. I'm gonna add one more little squiggle. Maybe, I can't decide, maybe right there. Okay, and then I can move on if I want to add some of my other shapes. Or I may decide I don't want to use these shapes on this side. Just add a little bit more paint as I need it. You don't want to add too much, so you can always add more, but it's tough to take it away. So I'm going to go ahead in with this shape. Let's see if I can get more than one print. If I can get 2 prints out of each. Yeah, that looks fine. So I was able to get 2 stamps without having to redip it. And maybe I want this one kind of going off the edge a little. So you are just going to continue adding shapes and stamp designs to your pencil pouch until it is all full or until you're happy with the pattern or design that you have. You can add just a few little crescent moons because I did make this shape and I want to make sure I add it. And you'll notice that not every single print comes out perfectly, and that's just fine. I think sometimes having those little white spaces in your print give it character and help people understand that it's something that you made yourself. So your pencil pouch, allow your pencil pouch to dry thoroughly, and then press it with an iron. After about 24 hours, press it with an iron to set the paint. It shouldn't wash off or shouldn't wear off, but if you do want to wash your pencil pouch, you need to make sure that you've heat set that paint before you wash it. We hope that you create a wonderfully unique and original pencil pouch to use at school this year, and that you enjoy this activity. Have a great school year.